Hey, Shalom. Okay, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to our apostles of Great Millstone, our elders of GMS. Okay, and salutation and peace and blessings. The hopeful elect for the children of Israel, people of Negro, Latino, and Indian descent. Okay, Israelite foreigners as well, who have the spirit of an Israelite, that look like the heathen nations. Okay, and you awkward, that's humbling yourself. Okay, you learn as well. Okay, I'm going to cover a little bit of the tares in the wheat. Okay, and the tares consist of not just Edomites that look like Israelites, you know, so-called black people that are literally Edomites, but it also consists of 2/3 as well. All right. There's a beautiful information I found on tares itself. I mean, just a visual observation, and also a factual observation, facts concerning it. So just diving into the scriptures here. This is one of my actual favorite scriptures. Actually, one of my favorite chapters in the Bible, man, because it just goes in on it. It explains it all, and Yahweh Shai is pretty much just to the point. You know, and as you read it, you'll see why it's one of my favorite. I mean, it's one of my favorites. It's always crossed my mind. You know, and it's just one of the spirits that awakened in me first, that I've always pretty much always had, like, you know, been around, you know, you always had a feeling of being around somebody that wasn't shit, that was always up to no good, and you can always sense it, and a lot of us always have that feeling, you know, and especially being around certain individuals, and you notice that they were always off and always doing wicked, you know, and never no good in their heart. I've always felt that way around concerning certain individuals in the world, and this was even before the actual truth, before I was awakened, and especially being in the truth and awakening, that that superpower, that spiritual power, it increases. I mean, 100-fold, man. You know, but so just dive into the scriptures here. Let me see, what can I grab first? Okay, Matthew 13:13. Therefore speak I to them in parables, because they seeing not, and hearing they hear not, neither do they understand. And that's the wicked. You know, that are those who he actually closed the mind to this truth and blocked them. So let's continue on reading. And in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah, which saith, by hearing ye shall hear, and shall not understand, and seeing ye shall see, and shall not perceive. For this people's heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing. And you see, it's just straight to the point. You know, and that's why Apostle Tahara stressed that don't be wasting your time with these individuals that want to argue back and forth. Pack it up and leave somewhere else, or ask them to leave. You know, because this is becoming more and more a reality. You know, and their ears and their eyes they have closed, lest that any time they should see with their eyes and hear with their ears, and shall understand with their heart, and should be converted, and I shall heal them. So blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. Okay, and those are wheat. Those are the wheat. Those that have eyes to see and ears to hear. Verse 15, those are tares. Those are an example of tares. Okay. Okay, and another one. Let's go on. And I'm going to show you why you can just give a distinct difference between the two. And there's an actual, a clear example of how these two are different. You know, for verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear and have not heard them. And that means, the past prophets didn't see thermonuclear missiles, and they don't see the videos of them being used. They don't see the prophets. They don't see the wars and rumors of wars. But like we see now, they didn't see the technology of the RFID chip like we see now, and actually we see their actual use, even the technology that's been implanted into the brains of certain individuals. We're seeing all these things now. We're hearing all these things. Especially and have not and to hear those things which you hear, especially the boldness and the pride of these devils and how they speak of their new world order that's coming in. So it says here, hear ye therefore the parable of the sower. When anyone heareth the word of the kingdom, when anyone heareth the word of the kingdom and understandeth it not, then cometh the wicked one, and catcheth away that which was sown in his heart. This is he which receiveth seed by the wayside, that wicked one. Here cometh that wicked one. But he that receiveth the seed into stony places, the same is he that heareth the word and with joy receive it. Yet have he not root in himself, but endure for a while. For when tribulation and persecution arises because of the word, by and by he is offended. He also that receives seed among the thorns is he that heareth the word, and the care of this world and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he becometh unfruitful. Like the scripture says, he that loveth the world is an enemy. He that is a friend of the world is an enemy to the Most High, Yahweh Shem Shai. Okay, and you also seeing examples of this. He also that receives seed among the thorns is he that hears the word in the care of this world. And IUIC is an example of that. They're like they're thorns into their followers. Thorns, and they stress the cares of the world. You watch what they say, but watch what they do as well. I'm finding all kind of videos on IUIC on cruise ships and vacate. Just having a great time. And using the word as a front. Okay? And the cares of the world and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he becometh unfruitful. But he that receiveth seed into the good ground is he that heareth the word and understandeth it, which also beareth fruit, bringeth forth some an 100-fold, some 60-fold, some 30. Okay, here we go. Another parable put he forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man which sowed good seed in his field. But while men slept, his enemy came in and sowed tares among the wheat, and he went his way. But when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then appeared the tares also. All right. Show you examples of that. The tares and the wheat. And they do. They resemble each other quite a bit. And you examine them. Okay, this is a better one where I'm hoping to clear up. And that's before maturity. This is also before maturity. But I'm going to show you going into maturity. Let me see if I can find one. Here's one. You can barely tell, but here, I'm trying to find another one. When wheat and tares grow together, there's an example of them both. Okay, I'll find a photo that's more further away from them when they're mature. Let's do this here. Let's see what. In fact, before wheat produces fruit, the tares look identical to wheat. In the spring, wheat and tares grow together, but the tares grow faster and shoot their branches over the wheat, like that proudness, preventing the wheat from growing and ripening. Therefore, the tares appear taller, stronger, and healthier than wheat. IUIC, that's what that comes to mind. Taller, stronger, and healthier. That's and I'm using IUIC because they're the most popular example to use to show you the difference between our groups we have. The distinct difference between IUIC and DGMS, where GMS is a humbling spirit, a more fruitful spirit, because we deal with the 100% truth in IUIC, which again got taller, and stronger and healthier. Numbers, they tend to gather in great numbers, them prideful numbers. Okay, but let me show you something. Hold up. Plumbers here. Okay. You can't really see it. Let me see if you can see it. Okay, you see that? You see this here? See, that's the wheat on the far right. And see how it's humbled, and look, you see how it's like bowing? It's bowing. And the tares is just straight up. You see? So that's one thing you're going to notice about, like I mentioned, there's a spiritual meaning behind it. A humbling bow to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And the tares is a straight up proud. Okay, let me read this. I've never read this here. Let's see what these devils come up with. I want to talk about the wheat and the tares parable from Matthew 13. I won't get into the meaning right now because I think it's familiar with this. Instead, I want to give a visual that perhaps might give us a great understanding of why Yahushua chose wheat and tares to distinguish between the genuine and the false. You see how wheat is, again, shit. Hold on a second. Shut up, boy. Jeez, crazy ass dog. Look at the picture above her, and particularly the middle stalk. Do you think that is wheat or a tare? Answer, it is a baby tare, yet a baby wheat stalk looks exactly the same. In fact, they're indistinguishable. The only way to tell the difference is when they both mature in the spring. You see, and that's when you're growing into this truth, man. You find yourself becoming more and more humble. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai has a way of humbling you. Proud, foul spirits. He has a way of humbling you. And that's one of the most common sense things you learn in this truth on your own, really, is humbleness. You know, and you leave that outwardly man alone, man, an old man alone, man. And some people just have a problem leaving that off. But anyway, you see how infectious and that that foul characteristic can take. It affects others as well. You know, and like Nate, like I'm using Nate as an example. Look at his followers, man. They all have uh, that same foul, weird personality trait. You know, like you can't teach them nothing. You can't tell them nothing. So when you mature in this group, in this word, you're finding yourself being more humble here. Let me do this here. The greater you are, or something like that, the more humble. First Peter 5:5. Likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elder. Yea, all of you be subject one to another. Be subject. Arrange unders to subordinate, to subject, put in subjection, subject oneself, obey, to submit to one's control, to yield to one's admonition or advice, to yield to one's admonition or advice. You see? Because a rightful brother won't steer you wrong, you know? So again, all of you be subject one to another, and be clothed with humility. For the Most High resisteth the proud, and giveth grace to the humble. Okay? And let me do this real quick. Do this as well. To the humble. Not rising far from the ground. Remember, the tare grows higher than the wheat. As a condition lowly or low degree, brought low with grief and depressed. Lowly in spirit, humble. So it says here, derivative, depressed, humiliated, humble, humiliated, humble, humiliated. Hence, when you humble a woman, she's laying on her back. You know, when you penetrate her, you humble that woman. You know, base, cast down, humble, of low degree, estate and lowly. Okay. So he's dealing with humble brothers here. So let me go back to this here. Okay. Maturing. And when they mature, they both show a distinct difference. A distinct difference. The only way to tell the difference is when they both mature in the spring. As you can see from the picture, there is a marked difference. The tare on the left is the light and lacks substance. As you can see from this picture, there is a marked difference. The tare on the left is light and lacks substance. But the wheat on the right is heavy and bears fruit, grain, but it's heavy and bears fruit. But look, it's humble. It's like it's bowing, right? There are tiny black seeds inside the tares, and if you eat it, it can cause dizziness and nausea. Also notice that the tares stand straight up and proud. Well, I know this was in here. It's the Spirit that gave me this one. And stand up and proud while the wheat bows from the weight of the fruit of humility. Wow. It's beautiful, man. For water, y'all pushing y'all shy. It's exactly what I noticed, and it gave me the article. What I've noticed, how, humility. Talk about the perfect physical and spiritual contrast between the wheat and the tare. One gives life, the other kills. Those in Yahushua have life, and the other, the house of Saul, death. That's bad, man. That's bad. Everything is use your spiritual eye as best as you can, and he'll reveal things to you. So let's get back into this here. Okay, what was I at? Matthew's 13, 20, 26. But when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then prepared the tares also. So the servant of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, didst not thou sow good seed in thy field? Well, whence then have the tares? He said unto them, An enemy have done this. The servant said unto him, Wilt thou then that we go and gather them up? But he said, Nay, lest while ye gather up the tares, ye root up also the wheat with them. So like, again, at the end, man, and there is no GMX camps out there with tares, man. There's none. That's one of the highest spiritual things you'll notice, that there's, Edomites that look like so-called black men, but there are tares, individual with wicked intentions. Like he said, there's every camp has been infiltrated. There's always one around that is doing something deceitful and wicked behind the scenes. Okay? So it says, let both grow together until the harvest. The harvest is the end of the world. The scriptures explains that. And in the time of harvest, I will say to the reapers, which is going to be the angels, gather ye together first the tares and bind them in bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into the barn, the chariots. And another parable he put forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is like a grain of mustard seed, which a man took and sowed in his field, which indeed is the least of all seeds. But when it is grown, it is the greatest among herbs, and becometh a tree, so that the birds of the air come and lodge in the branches thereof. Another parable he put forth unto them, the kingdom of heaven is like unto leaven. Let me get more to my point. The tares explained here. Then Yahushua sent forth the multitude away, and went into the house, and the disciples came unto him, saying, Declare unto us the parable of the tares in the field, tares of the field. And he answered and said unto them, that's why it's important to examine yourselves. And that's how I look at that question. Like, teach us how to examine ourselves better, Look into that mirror, examine yourself. He answered and said unto them, He that soweth the good seed is the Son of Man. The field is the world. The good seed are the children of the kingdom. Notice the elect, more specific. But the tares are the children of the wicked one. And the point it says, but the tares are the children of the wicked one. Here, the children of the wicked one. Let me see. I don't know if this is John 8:44. Yeah, that's it. John 8:44, ye are of your father the devil. There you go, the children of the wicked one. Ye are of your father the devil. In the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. So the children of the wicked one. Okay. Where was I at? Here we go. Verse, that was 38. Okay. The enemy that sold them is the devil. So you're going to have amongst groups, individuals that faking the funk. But in all reality, they're not sincere at all. They have their own motives, which a lot of their motives is popularity and money, It's just seemed to be the main thing, man. It's money, man. The enemy that sold them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the world, and the reapers are the angels. As therefore the tares are gathered and burned in the fire, so shall it be in the end of this world. The Son of Man shall send forth his angels, and they shall gather out of his kingdom all things that offend, and them which do iniquity. So let me go back to that before I close. This is fascinating, man. So share this information if you haven't already known this or noticed this. So I said to concerning all things, small and great, because you never know those small things can give you some eye-opening information. I'm not sure it's small and great. Great and small. I thought it was in the New Testament, but it's great. It might be no. Okay, here we go. But it's all right. But now that I have that scripture on my mind, I want to find it. I think it matters though. I don't even think it mentions matters in it. Hold on. Do you know that the saints of the world shall judge the world? Saints shall judge the world, and if the world be judged by you, are you unworthy to judge the smallest matters? Let me do this one then. Know all things. 1 John 2:20. But ye have an unction from the Holy One, and ye know all things. And that's all things concerning these scriptures. Because the more and more you study and you're into this book, the more and more that knowledge increases. So that when you're talking to the unlearned, it's going to appear that you know all things. And then ultimately you get to that point, you know all things. And that's concerning these scriptures. I have not written unto you because ye know not the truth, but because ye know it, and that no lie is in the truth. Okay? It's like I couldn't find no other scripture that I was trying to roughly paraphrase concerning small matters and great matters, things like that. But I hope you're edified. Till next time, Lord willing, Shalom.